Welcome back to the road. Today we're visiting the French town of Dole in the French Comte region. Today this is a very quiet place, but that wasn't always true. Once upon a time, this was the capital of French Comte, but it was conquered by Louis XIV and sort of lost its status. Before all of that though, it was at the center of saints for the region, and so it needed a big church. The regional city, along with the regional church, were razed to the ground when another French king, Louis XI, attempted to conquer the region. Luckily, his daughter-in-law petitioned to have the place rebuilt after he died in 1483. It took until 1509 to get the funds and lay the first stone. The construction was finally completed and the building was consecrated in 1571. The place was reduced to serving as a warehouse during the Revolution. It was later made the Temple of Reason, but today it is back to serving as a Roman Catholic church. And what a beautiful church it is! The city has had quite a few notable residents over its history, but one of them is responsible for saving countless lives. I'm talking about Louis Pasteur, the man who is responsible for vaccination in our modern world. Louis Pasteur lived here in Dole, where his father was a tanner. Follow me, let's go to Pasteur's house. The home has been turned into a lovely museum full of artifacts connected with Pasteur's life. Just down the street now, we're in Pasteur's childhood neighborhood. Here we are at the house. Let's go in. I know being the son of a tanner was probably not the most glamorous of circumstances, and those around him probably never guessed that this dyslexic, average student who preferred fishing and drawing to schoolwork would amount to much. But he ended up changing the world of medicine. Before Pasteur, people believed that pathogens spontaneously came into existence. Another of his achievements was to prove that this was not the case. We can see some of his scientific instruments and experiments on display here. What a life. Outside of the house, you can still see where Pasteur's father had his tanning business. This really is a beautiful city. Everywhere you look, it seems like you are in a well-sculpted garden or park. Did I mention this place is like a garden? Gardens make me think of fresh food and vegetables, so I'm heading to the Lee House market here in town to have a look at some fresh goodies. I'm right, there are a lot of really good looking things in this market. I'm not sure some of those can be taken home on a plant, but they sure look good. I really like visiting museums. I know we have visited the Louis Pasteur Home Museum, but what I really mean is that I love visiting art museums, and Dole just happened to have a pretty good one. It's a short walk to the museum, so I might as well tell you about the building. Since the 1980s, the museum has been in the House of Officers. In the 18th century, it was a military building, as you probably guessed from the name. I have heard it said that they don't build things like they used to, and in this case, that is very true. The old building is a work of art in its own right. What is the meaning here?
They really have some interesting art here.
What is inside seems dangerous. The museum seems to have a lot of revolutionary art. I don't mean the French Revolution, more of the workers' revolution kind. She looks familiar somehow. I mentioned the revolutionary art. Here we have more about to go swimming in New York. The art inside is the main attraction, but don't forget to have a look around the grounds as well. Dole today is a quiet place, very far removed from its origins as a regional capital, but that has not stopped it from playing an important role in the world since that time. It is full of beauty and history, and I'm glad I took the time to make a visit. Every small town has a story to be told, and I just scratched the surface of what Dole has to offer. If you are in the area, be sure to make a visit. Thank you for watching. See you next time.